Hey, how are you? Groomer's Take. The day can just get away. This is crazy. We're going to have to kind of go quick, but it's not going to be quick. Because we got to talk about the Four Nations final. Sure, it was last Thursday, but you have to listen to it for like 3 days after, and then you get away from it, but then you get to listen to Groomer's Take. And wow, I'll still remember where I was. I remember where I was for the golden goal, for certain other moments in hockey. The Jordan Eberle last second goal in the World Juniors was huge. But I'll remember where I was for this one, chilling with my family on my brother's birthday. And it's just been so long since we had best on best. Now, it was a great win. It's awesome. We reminded the world that, yeah, we're the best hockey country. We're better than you. And here's a reminder. It's a throwaway trophy. It really is. It was kind of weird seeing the players, it was a cup thing and carry the trophy around. Like, sure, I mean, if the States won, we'd still be hearing about it. Their silly podcasts wanted to say that it was an all-star game. You won the all-star game. We won! That's what it was in the end. I thought Binnington really showed that he was capable in those big game situations. Overtime, Matthews alone had 3 chances. Binnington said no. And in the end, Matthews was the one that kind of lost his assignment. He knows it, so we're not going to talk about it too much. But, you see a guy wide open in the corner, the way Marner was. Maybe you panic a bit. His stick almost did get the pass. Kind of sucked down a bit too far. And then McDavid with the shot. And just like with the Crosby and the golden goal, it had to be him then. And it just had to be McDavid now. It was kind of perfect. It was awesome for hockey. It really helped to the U.S. I mean, they're still talking about it. The Kachucks are doing a world tour, yada, yada, yada. But what I really want to get into is looking forward to the Olympics in a year from now. So we have the rosters of Canada and the United States. Did I want to talk about something else there? I don't remember. I don't think I did. Oh, yeah, I did before we do. So the talking heads up here, you just love talking about sports. It's what we do. It's what we do. But we love to critique and criticize and just dig as deep as we can for the stories that don't mean much. Because we're talking about Matthews up in Toronto on is this guy cursed? He hasn't won a big game yet. He had those chances in overtime. He couldn't bury. When will he win the big game? Yada, yada, yada. If it was the reverse side and the States won, they'd be saying the same thing about Marner, so you just can't win. Let's just enjoy what there was there and move forward. Drives me crazy, man. All right, so we got Team Canada. We're playing, what do you want to call it? A lock? They're a lock. They're either a lock to make the Olympic team next year or they're not. Pretty easy, right? Remember, in Italy, Olympic ice, bigger, Olympic Games, not as physical. You hit a guy even a little bit too hard or at all, you can get a penalty. I wrote down the guys that made the team initially, and then the guys that also filled in. We're not going to ruin any future content for ourselves by naming guys who weren't there that maybe should have been. Like Scheifele. Okay. Yeah. Braden Point. Lock. 100%. Skill. Speed. Prime of his career. You're in. McDavid. Lock. Easiest thing ever. Mark Stone. Not a lock. The speed might be an issue. Injuries might be an issue. We're talking a year down the road. Not a lock. Nathan McKinnon. Lock. Crosby. Still a lock. 100%. He'll be 38. Still a lock. Even if it's in a lesser role. Lock. Sam Reinhart. I'm going with not a lock. This might be the first one that is kind of, whoa, Groomer, what's going on there? Just not a lock for me right now. Had a great last couple years. Didn't have a fantastic tournament. We'll see what the next year brings, but we can't lock everybody, people. We just can't do it. Brendan Hagel, not a lock. Just not. Anthony Cirelli, I have him as a lock. I have him as their third line. Keep doing what you did in this tournament. Be that center. Be that guy who can muck it up. His speed alone. He's there. I'm locking him in. He'll be there. Marner, he's a lock. Locking. Speed, skill, big ice. Not so much of a physical game. Lock. Brad Marchand, not a lock. We'll see what the next year brings. Getting older. Getting slower. Not a lock. Sam Bennett, borderline lock, but I'm going to say not a lock. Guy you want on your team for this kind of tournament here with the physicality, the grittiness, pissing people off, yada yada, scored a huge goal, but I'm not locking him in. Seth Jarvis, not a lock. Travis Konechny, not a lock. Let's stick with the Canadian team and go to defense. Then we want no. Let's do the forwards for the U.S. No. That's too messy. Staying with the Canadians and the defense. Makar, lock. Taves, lock. There's your pairing. Morrissey, unbelievable. I did not give this guy enough respect. The start of this year, start of the season, even last season, I didn't think so. He's a lock. Doughty, not a lock. A year from now. Shout out to him, though. He was excellent. Thomas Harley, not a lock, but boy, oh boy, was I impressed. Colton Parayko, big physical presence. Not a lock for me. Who the hell are we going to lock here? Travis Sanheim, not a lock. Sorry, not a lock. Shea Theodore, lock. Healthy, lock. And then I forgot to put down here, but I remembered Alex Pietrangelo. He will be a lock, I think, next year. Pietrangelo, Theodore, Makar, Taves as for sure 4 locks to play defense. And I'll still even throw out another name, even though I said I wasn't going to do this. We'll see what Noah Dobson's game looks like in a year from now, right? It'll be less than a year, but when they pick the team. And we'll end with the goalies for Team Canada. Biddington's a lock, whether it's a 1, 2, or 3. I think he's earned that. Might be a 3 lock. Hill, not a lock. Montembeault, no sir. Team USA, I think I got all these names right. Let me know if I missed anybody, but I think I nailed it. Matthew Tkachuk, probably a lock. Matthews, lock. Brady Tkachuk, lock. These guys are going to be easier locks because they just don't have as much as we do. Just saying, even though, freaking phenomenal team. Gensel, lock. Eichel, lock. Jack Hughes, lock. Kyle Connor, lock. Larkin, Boldy. Boldy is a stud. Lock. Kreider, no. Trocheck, no. Not for me. JT Miller, no. Brock Nelson, no. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I just think you want to bring as much skill to the Olympics. Just bigger ice, open ice, I think it's more of a skill game. And then their defense is so gross. I mean, my gosh, if Quinn Hughes was healthy and whoever the hell, is there anyone else missing? And McAvoy, sorry. Listen to these names. Zach Werenski, lock. Quinn Hughes, lock. McAvoy, lock. Fox might not be a lock for me in a year from now. 8 months from now, 6 months, whatever the hell it's going to be. Just didn't love it. Slavin, lock. Shutdown guy. Excellent tournament for him. Brock Faber, lock. These names. Hannafin, I'm not going to lock him in, but he's kind of like Slavin. Could be the kind of a shutdown role. But then there's a guy like Jake Sanderson here who could move in and take him. I'm going to put Jake Sanderson, though, as not a lock. And then the goalies, my goodness, Hellebuck, lock. Ottinger, lock. And for Swayman, we'll say not a lock for him. Okay? No locks there. That's a lot of fun, though. We should do that with the Sweden, Finland teams, too. What do you think? And then we're going to go a quick rundown because, the NFL's starting to heat up. Teams are talking about who they're going to sign, who wants a trade, who wants to the combine stuff. What was it, Schrader or Sanders or whatever? One of them said they're not going to throw at the combine. I just I get you had a great season and you're probably going to get drafted somewhere, but go play, man. Show them what you got. I don't know. I don't get it. Bengals prepared to pay Jamar Chase a lot of money, make him the highest paid non-quarterback player ever. I mean, yeah, he's pretty damn good, and sure, you have all the money, throw it around. But keeping Jamar Chase on your team is probably a good idea. Bills extend Shakir for 4 years. Well, where the hell was he in the playoffs? You had all these these wide receivers available, and you barely used any of them. But Shakir's awesome. I like him a lot. Good sign. 4 years, 60 mil. Steelers GM. Here we go. All options are on the table until we sign a quarterback. Well, yeah. I mean, what else are you gonna do? All options should be available until you sign a quarterback. We'll get back to them. Packers are the ones that propose to ban the tush push. I guess if you can't beat it or if you can't copy it, complain about it. Matthew Stafford granted permission to seek the trade out of LA. Shout out to my brother, the poor guy. Everyone wants out of the Rams right now. It's tough. But wherever Cooper Kupp ends up going, look for Matthew Stafford to maybe want to go to the same spot if the quarterback position needs some help. If not, come to the Steelers. But I keep saying that. At the same time, I'm fine with Justin Fields moving forward as a Steelers quarterback. He had a fine record. The only problem I have with him sometimes is that he only has the one arm capability where it's a bullet. He doesn't have that finesse. Little worrisome. But I mean, the record was fine. Giants may have interest in Matthew Stafford. Well, of course you do. You are terrible. And you still have that job. Yeah. Did I miss anything in those roster spots? I don't know. Let me know. Hilroy found this long ass. This is probably 1,000 years old. Hilroy, Canada. Shout out. Always need the notebook going. Groomer's Take. Talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.